So you are sun worshipers. You are really pagans calling yourself Christians. Now, around March the 21st, somewhere between the last part of March and early April, we get what is called the vernal equinox, where the sun is in a certain position relative to the earth. And when the sun and the earth are in this certain position, winter ends and spring begins. And when spring comes, it is marked by the springing to life of the earth after its death in winter. The sap begins to rise in the trees, and the trees begin to bud, and flowers begin to come out of the tree, right? On the tree and on the bushes. So you have your Easter bonnet with little flowers on it. And you feel springy. And you go out on your Easter parade. What is the significance of a rabbit? Because the rabbit is one of the fastest producers of babies. So the rabbit is used for Easter to show that spring has sprung and life has come back into the earth after its death. And as the sap rises in the tree, you find nature beginning to take its course. And so you, as a female, in your parade, in your new garment, telling the boys, I'm ready. Spring has sprung. Do you have a spring to spring on this which has sprung? So really, it's the worship of the goddess of fertility or fecundity or love. Let's go to the board a minute. Brothers, quick moving, fast thinking, cleanliness in and out, right down to the modern time. Anybody slow moving is not with us. Now, you call this day? No. Is that right? Who is the goddess of fertility? What is her name? Her name is Astarte. So when the pagans were worshiping the goddess of fertility, which means that they had these sexual orgies and whatnot during this time, then when Christianity became the religion of Rome, not wanting to give up their paganism, they began to incorporate sun worship into the worship of Jesus Christ as the Son of God. Now, why resurrection? Since he didn't stay in no grave, from Friday to Sunday is not 3 days. But the scripture says 3 days. So there's meaning to the 3 days. There's meaning to the resurrection. There's meaning to the sacrifice of life. There's meaning to the birth, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus. Now I think we need to find out what that meaning is. Now, let's look. Since we see that paganism has creeped into Christianity. Now, for Christians, I really want you to study. Don't get angry with me, because then you won't learn if you get angry. Because if you're going to get angry with that well-dressed lie. Don't get angry with naked truth. Brothers and sisters, look. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the law of Moses, which came 2,000 years after Adam, and Adam is not the birth of humanity. Adam is the birth of a particular people, a new people on our planet. And that new people are called Caucasians. The people that lived before the Caucasian are called the pre-Adamites. And the pre-Adamites are the aboriginal people of the earth, meaning ab, meaning from or away from, origin, meaning the beginning, people that were here from the beginning. Who are those people? Listen. One of the things about babies and the marvelous human brain is that children learn so much in the first year of life without an actual teacher. And children are very curious, and you see them learning how to crawl. And when they learn how to crawl, they make sure they get into every nook and cranny to discover their environment. That's very interesting. They start off on a horizontal level. Now, the horizontal level is called a dead level, because when people die, they lay down. When people sleep, they lay down. So when you're on a horizontal level, you're either in the beginning of your life, or at a state of rest, or at the end of your life at a state of death. But the human being grows from this by degrees. You learn to crawl, then you do this. You grow in uprightness. And uprightness, where you make right angles to the earth, is the nature of the original human being. The original human being is created by God to be upright. So the Quran teaches us that Abraham was neither a Christian nor a Jew. He was an upright man, and he was not one of the polytheists. What do you mean, upright? Upright. He's standing up, and he's standing right, meaning he's in accord with the law of God and the nature in which he is created. He's an upright man. Now, when somebody, a human being, is called a beast, a dragon, a snake, these are the words that the Bible uses to describe a human being who has fallen down. They're not upright, so they make a crooked path. Human beings can be snakes when their tongue is forked, when they are liars and deceivers. That is not being upright. That's being downright snakified. When your word means nothing. When you can tell people, let me borrow some money and I'll pay you tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes because your word means nothing. And you know when you borrow the money, you never intended to pay it back. You are a liar. You are not upright. You are a snake crawling, and the poison of asps is under your tongue. This is why human beings backbite one another, slander one another, defame one another. This is not the work of an upright person. This is the work of a human that has fallen down on a horizontal level. So you're either asleep, the powers of righteousness in you sleep, or you are considered dead. Follow me now. And we have a lot of talk about how Moses went into Egypt and raised the children of Israel. But there's a scripture in the Bible that says, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be lifted up. Now you have a comparative work being done. Moses is lifting up a snake. So when Constantine had the vision of a cross, which became the symbol of Christianity, what was the symbol of Christianity when Jesus was among us? What was it? Somebody said it. It was a fish. Why a fish? Because when Jesus met Peter, he said, if you would be my disciple, I will make you what? A fisher of men. So all of the work of Jesus was to go out and get men and women out of the sea of sin and bring them into the boat, meaning into the safety of the community of Jesus Christ. Listen to me. So Constantine had a vision of a cross. I put it up a few weeks ago. I'll do it again. You know I can't draw, so pardon me.